Hello, I'm Maurice Bernard. This is my official YouTube channel. I'll be keeping you updated with the latest news, so please subscribe to my channel. As I watched the recent spoilers unfold for May 18, I could immediately sense that the writers are carefully building toward another emotional explosion. The arrival of Joe may appear simple on the surface because Port Charles has seen many new officers arrive at the PCPD over the years, but I do not believe this introduction is accidental at all. I think Joe is entering the canvas at a moment when trust inside Port Charles is beginning to collapse. Every major player seems to be hiding something. Every investigation appears connected to another secret. And whenever General Hospital introduces a new law enforcement figure during a period of emotional instability, I pay attention. What interests me most is the possibility that Joe may not simply represent a new officer trying to help the PCPD. I think he could become a symbol of changing power inside Port Charles itself. Dante has spent years balancing loyalty to family, loyalty to justice, and loyalty to the people he loves most. But lately, that balance has started cracking badly. If Joe enters a situation carrying different beliefs or harsher methods, that could create enormous tension within the department. I have watched this show long enough to know that new officers rarely arrive without hidden complications. And honestly, I think the timing of Joe's arrival feels dangerous. Port Charles right now is emotionally unstable from every direction. Sidwell's growing paranoia is poisoning everything around him. Cullum is becoming more desperate by the day. Dante is stretched emotionally beyond his limits. The younger generation is running toward danger instead of away from it. Into this chaos walks Joe, and I cannot help wondering whether he becomes the spark that ignites everything further. One thing I appreciate about General Hospital lately is the way secrets are no longer isolated story devices. Every secret now overlaps with another story. That creates pressure. It creates emotional heat. It makes every conversation feel loaded with consequences. Joe's arrival may seem unrelated to Charlotte, Danny, and Rocco on the surface, but I believe the writers are intentionally connecting all these stories beneath the surface through the theme of obsession and mistrust. The situation involving Charlotte and Danny especially caught my attention because it reminds me of classic General Hospital storytelling from decades ago. Young people searching for forbidden truths inside dangerous places has always been part of the soul of this show. Windermere itself carries such heavy emotional history that simply hearing characters plan to break into it immediately creates tension for longtime viewers like me. That place has witnessed betrayal, death, revenge, madness, heartbreak, and secrets that destroyed entire families. Windermere is never just a building in this series. It almost behaves like a living memory of darkness inside Port Charles. So when Charlotte and Danny decide to break in searching for Sidwell's secrets, I immediately feel worried not only about physical danger, but emotional consequences as well. Young characters in General Hospital often believe they are uncovering truth, when in reality, they are stepping directly into emotional traps created by adults. I think Charlotte especially has inherited that dangerous curiosity. She wants answers. She wants understanding, but the deeper she moves into Sidwell's world, the more unstable things may become around her. Danny, meanwhile, has always had courage mixed with impulsiveness, and that combination can become disastrous when fear and secrecy start controlling the situation. What makes this storyline even more interesting to me is Rocco's involvement. I do not think enough viewers are paying attention to how emotionally aware Rocco has become recently. He sees danger developing before others do. He understands that certain lines should not be crossed. The fact that he is trying to stop Charlotte and Danny tells me something important. Rocco senses that whatever Sidwell is hiding is bigger than simple scandal. And honestly, I think he may be right. Sidwell no longer feels like an ordinary villain to me. There is something deeply unsettling about the way his presence affects everyone around him. Characters become paranoid, reckless, emotional, and unstable whenever his secrets move closer to exposure. That tells me Sidwell's influence extends far beyond one criminal operation or one hidden truth. I think he manipulates fear itself. He studies weaknesses. He identifies emotional fractures inside people and quietly exploits them. That is why Charlotte and Danny breaking into Windermere feels so dangerous. They are not simply searching for information. They are entering the emotional center of Sidwell's control. If they discover something shocking, it could completely change the balance of power in Port Charles. At the same time, I cannot stop thinking about Dante and Cullum because that storyline feels emotionally heartbreaking in a completely different way. I have watched Dante for years struggle between duty and family. He has always tried to do the right thing, even when the right thing hurts him personally. But now I think he is approaching emotional exhaustion. The pressure surrounding Rocco alone would be enough to break many people. Add Cullum's growing desperation into the situation, and suddenly Dante looks like a man standing in the middle of a collapsing bridge, trying to hold everything together with his bare hands. Cullum fascinates me because desperation has completely transformed him. There was a time when I believed he still had emotional limits, but lately, those limits appear gone. When people become obsessed with survival or revenge, they stop thinking rationally. That is exactly what I see happening now. Cullum is no longer simply searching for answers about the shooter. He appears consumed by the need to control the narrative before the PCPD fully uncovers the truth. That changes the entire emotional structure of the story. The moment someone begins fearing evidence more than consequences, they become unpredictable. Dante understands this. That is why his confrontation with Cullum feels so important. Dante is not simply trying to solve a case anymore. He is trying to prevent emotional disaster before innocent people become trapped inside it. Most importantly, he is trying to protect Rocco from being pulled into something psychologically damaging. And this is where General Hospital becomes especially powerful for longtime viewers like me. The show understands that children and teenagers often pay the emotional price for adult corruption. That theme has existed in Port Charles for generations. We saw it with older families, older rivalries, older betrayals. Now we are seeing it again through Charlotte, Danny, and Rocco. They are inheriting chaos created by adults who lost control of their own obsessions long ago. I also think Dante senses something even more frightening about Cullum. I believe Dante realizes Cullum may already know more than he admits publicly. Every recent interaction feels layered with hidden panic. Cullum behaves like a man racing against time. That usually means one thing in soap storytelling. Someone dangerous is getting closer to exposure. Could Sidwell somehow connect to the shooting itself more deeply than viewers realize? I believe it is entirely possible. In fact, I think the writers may slowly be revealing that multiple crimes inside Port Charles are tied together beneath the surface through fear, manipulation, and emotional control. Sidwell's influence seems to spread everywhere lately, even in scenes where he is not physically present. That is what makes him so dangerous. And perhaps most disturbing of all is how Ethan's downward spiral may eventually connect to this larger chaos. I still cannot shake the feeling that Ethan is becoming consumed by obsession in ways nobody fully understands yet. His emotional connection with Ava already feels unstable and reckless, but if Sidwell's secrets begin unraveling at the same time Charlotte and Danny start digging deeper into Windermere, then Ethan could become even more dangerous emotionally. I keep asking myself one question while watching all these storylines collide. What happens when every character believes they are protecting someone while actually making everything worse? Dante believes he is protecting Rocco. Charlotte and Danny believe they are uncovering truth. Ethan believes he is moving closer toward destroying Sidwell. Ava believes she can survive emotional danger without consequences. Cullum believes he can stay ahead of exposure. Sidwell believes fear will keep everyone under control. But fear never stays controlled forever in Port Charles. That is the lesson General Hospital has taught us repeatedly across decades. Secrets spread, panic grows, emotions explode, and usually the people trying hardest to control events become the very people destroyed by them. As someone who has watched this show for most of my life, I admit I enjoy when the writers allow tension to build slowly instead of rushing immediately toward shocking twists. Right now, the show feels like a pressure cooker. Every storyline is heating simultaneously. Every character seems emotionally cornered. Even quiet scenes now carry underlying danger because viewers know something catastrophic may happen at any moment. I also appreciate that the younger generation is finally being written with genuine emotional complexity again. Charlotte, Danny, and Rocco do not feel like background characters anymore. They feel emotionally connected to the future of Port Charles itself. Their decisions matter. Their fears matter. Their mistakes matter. That gives the show stronger emotional continuity between generations, which longtime viewers like me deeply value. And I truly believe the Windermere storyline could become the emotional centerpiece of this entire unfolding disaster. Windermere has always represented hidden darkness, but now it may also represent truth waiting to erupt. If Charlotte and Danny uncover evidence tied to Sidwell, Cullum, or even the shooting investigation itself, the consequences could spread across nearly every major family in Port Charles. That possibility excites me because classic General Hospital was always strongest when multiple stories collided naturally instead of feeling isolated. Right now, I can feel those collisions approaching. Joe's arrival may destabilize the PCPD internally. Dante's desperation may push him toward impossible choices. Cullum's fear may drive him into increasingly reckless behavior. Charlotte and Danny may uncover truths they were never supposed to see. Rocco may become emotionally trapped between loyalty and fear. Sidwell may finally realize his secrets are slipping beyond his control. And when powerful people lose control in Port Charles, history tells us one thing very clearly. Nobody emerges untouched. Thank you for watching my video. I will regularly update you with the latest news about the drama General Hospital, so please stay tuned.